Corey, exactly who are you talking about?
Pick one. I was referring in particular to McIntyre, but Dolph Ziggler certainly never short on confidence.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre making a name for himself once again in WWE. He says the roster's become complacent, and he is here to set things straight. Coming up next, McIntyre takes on an upstart Chad Gable. Drew McIntyre looks to continue his role on Monday Night Raw, live next. These two men, including Drew McIntyre, who's in action right now.
His opponent, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 202 pounds, Chad Gable.
You know, guys, we've got so many people watching from all over the world, and we're into hour number 3 here on Raw. That can only mean one thing. Our one word for this hour is capture, because later on, our main event, can you get any better than this?
Our one word for this hour is actually Houston, because that's where we're going to be next week.
You know,
for Monday Night Raw
at
the Toyota Center.
And we
Houston,
will know
Texas.
by then who will capture the gauntlet match here tonight.
It's contagious. I talked to Drew McIntyre earlier today, and he said, wait till you see what I do to Chad Gable. I said, Drew, Chad Gable is a former United States Olympian. Drew McIntyre said, but we'll see if he can fight tonight.
And meanwhile, remember Chad and Drew started this thing with an argument backstage last week. It turned into a match, Gable versus Dolph Ziggler, that was very, very competitive.
After Dolph Ziggler picked up the victory, Drew McIntyre delivered one of those wicked Claymore kicks just for good measure. And right now, McIntyre just so physically imposing.
You got to give Chad a lot of credit for having the guts to walk in and go one-on-one against this just incredible athlete. But
wait. Hold the phone. I almost forgot to mention the most important thing, the biggest thing going down tonight on Monday Night Raw. The B team is having a barbecue.
Oh, and Drew McIntyre with a kick right to the face of Gable.
Why you look so surprised,
well,
Cole? I got to remind the WWE Universe. Priorities, man.
I have heard that Rhino tweeted out about all the grilled meats he's going to eat later tonight.
Meanwhile, Drew McIntyre's having Chad Gable for lunch right now. He is dominating this match. Oh, and McIntyre with a boot right to the face of Gable. For McIntyre, it's about his mental preparation. He said he's in better shape. He's better prepared than he ever was in his first run here in WWE. And he's going to pick apart complacency in the locker room. And he claims Gable's complacent as Gable kicks out.
Listen, I'm not so sure if there's anyone in the locker room who Drew McIntyre could not physically dominate to this point. You guys are right. Since Drew McIntyre has returned, this is a completely different human being. Oh, a freakish athlete.
You know, I talked to Drew McIntyre earlier today, and I asked him about being tagged the chosen one the first time around. He goes, I'm not here to be the chosen one. I am here to have everyone take notice, to know who they're in the ring against. I'm going to make my opportunities, create them this time around.
Michael, I love when a great athlete understands and recognizes their weaknesses, fixes them, and then comes back and is better than before. It's okay. It's okay, especially when this is the result.
What does Drew think the problem is today on the Monday Night Raw roster? He says complacency. He says he believes a lot of these athletes think they're entitled, that they're due, that they're owed things. McIntyre says he's going to come here and he's going to beat the hell out of people to command respect and get championship opportunities.
But we might not be looking at just a better Drew McIntyre. We may be looking at an athlete that is better than anybody on the WWE roster right now. That's how much Drew McIntyre has improved.
Well, he's going to have to take it one step at a time.
Drew McIntyre caught Gable with an elbow, and right now he's dominating this former member of the 2012 United States Olympic Wrestling Team.
And Drew is showing everybody, including Chad, how physically dominant he can be. Excuse me.
McIntyre just a scowl as he looks down at Chad Gable. And Dolph Ziggler, of course, cheering McIntyre on.
Don't think for a second that Dolph hasn't helped Drew get to this dominant mental state.
You're right, Coach. This is going to be bad right here. I don't know what Drew's got in mind, but it does not end well for Chad Gable.
McIntyre goes 6'5", 265, and he's got Gable on his shoulders on the top rope, but here's a gutsy Chad Gable fighting out of this predicament. Headbutt drops McIntyre to the ring, and now Gable with a moonsault for a huge upset here tonight. A kick out by McIntyre.
Michael, you're right. This would be a huge upset.
And McIntyre dumping Gable out of the ring.
Guys, I'm not so sure that Chad Gable didn't just fire up Drew McIntyre even more. An angry McIntyre is a very, very dangerous superstar.
Yeah, but Gable hanging in this thing, guys, and he's taking the fight to Drew outside the ring. Tremendous resilience here. Spin kick caught McIntyre.
Using his quickness, fortitude. Now
Gable,
somehow he's got to figure out how to get Drew back into the ring.
A great athleticism by Gable as he landed on the apron, and now Drew caught him. The power of McIntyre.
That's a mistake.
Oh, it's sliding him into the post.
Drew McIntyre is not messing around.
Drew McIntyre's a Terminator, period.
You guys talk about Dolph changing Drew. I think Drew's changed Dolph. Dolph has different attitude.
That's a hard point to argue.
It's a lot more fun when you're victorious, successful, all those types of things.
Gable makes it back to it. There's the brutal Claymore kick from McIntyre. Good night, Gable. He's not getting up from that.
Here is your winner, Drew McIntyre.
Guys, there is big things in the future for both Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler.
Chad Gable is good. Chad Gable is tough. But tonight, Drew McIntyre showed that he is on a completely different level.
Yeah, I said for a long time Kevin Owens was the best pickup in the Superstar. Whoa, shake-up. I may have to think twice about that when I look at what Drew McIntyre did here tonight.
Drew McIntyre says it is time to give the Raw locker room a wake-up call and a reality check. And McIntyre did just that with a Claymore to Chad Gable. McIntyre and Ziggler say, we don't care about stealing the show because we